Now, I know I said we're moving on to whitewater, and we are going to move on from this technically, but there is one more thing related to this that I want to show you. This applies to, I want you to be able to visualize this wave pattern actually in the render. Because again, looking at it back there in the geometry, we only had so much resolution on here to really see it. So here's a way to visualize really anything. In this case, it's going to be the actual waves. On the Mantra node, there's this idea of image planes, extra image planes. EXRs support this. You can have not just the color in alpha, you can have any amount of images stored in one picture, in one image file, I should say. Extra image planes allows us to do that. There's lots of default ones that are very useful. You can just turn one of them on and you'll have it. You can also go to extra image planes and make any arbitrary one you'd like. So let's make an arbitrary one that we would like. Dive into the basic liquid. As I was pointing out, this is the area that does all that waves stuff. Like so. What we can do is say, what is the thing that makes our waves? Well, it's this whole rigmarole here. Once we get to here, we have it, the thing that actually goes into amount. That's then scaled by the height of the waves, but I'm not as concerned with that. I would just say, let's visualize the noise itself. So by here, we have it. So put an export, bind export. We'll call it anything we want, waves. Make it the type that it should be, which is float by default, and that's it. As far as our modification to our shader goes, that's it. So now we'll have a vex variable called waves that exists. We can catch it over here, again on the Mantra node under image planes. Simply type in the thing that we just said, and make sure that it's of the type that we said it was, waves. That's it. That's literally it. So now, if I were to, I'll do a full re-render just for this, just in case. Yes. It's still going to do a full render. It's just also going to do this at the same time. So this is going to look the same as our previous thing. But if you click this bar here, this long bar that's right underneath like the stop button, there's secret stuff in here. C is the color. That's what we see. Oh look, there's waves now. And there's waves. That value is now been written to this waves image plane. When we render these files to disk, we will have this also. This will be included in every EXR. This is an invaluable way to debug things. And as I was saying, you can now see how much actual detail is in here. Look at all these little wavy things. There's way more than we were able to see on the geometry itself. So, unfortunately, when we render, I can't just say, hey, just render the wave pattern. You can see how long it's taking to render this, because it's rendering everything. It has to render the whole shader. It can't just render the waves part. So, oh well. But nonetheless, it rendered fast enough, and there you go. All kinds of things you could do with that. You could render anything you found in here that you wanted, any other arbitrary thing you added to it. Yeah, and this could be passed on to the compositor or whomever might want to be able to use this as a mask to do something with. Who knows what. So this comes up a lot, extra image planes. In this case, we're really just going to use this for debugging, but still, pretty powerful tool. All right, now we'll actually move on to whitewater.